Hi everyone, my name is Jing. Welcome back to class. We just went over the different parts of speech and how some parts of speech, like the noun and the verb, are more important than others, especially when it comes to the power of language. We talked about how nouns and verbs are the substance and engine of stories, and since you are all storytellers, today we're going to be practicing how to use nouns and verbs more, especially the right nouns and right verbs. So now we're going to be doing an activity where I will show you 5 different sentences, and your job as a class is to substitute the adjectives and adverbs in those sentences with new nouns and verbs. How it works is that in these sentences, you will see a bunch of adjectives and adverbs that are modifying a noun or a verb. And what you're going to be replacing is the original adjective / adverb with the noun or verb with a new word that is either a noun or a verb. It is going to be very challenging, and as a class, you are allowed to use the thesaurus to look up words. That's for sure. You have the resource available to you, so definitely come up with better words to use, more powerful words to use. Now, I am going to show you the first sentence. Are you ready? Okay? All right. So I will also read out the sentence to you. But I am also typing in the sentence and setting it in the chat so you can all see it. And I have the words underlined. So it reads, "The angry, controlling teacher yelled loudly at the students." I have underlined the angry, controlling teacher. Angry, controlling. Are these used to modify the teacher? Yes. Is there something you can replace this with? Is there another noun you can replace this with? I'll give you a moment. Another thing you want to look at is yelled loudly. So what is used to modify what? Jonathan? You're right. Loudly is used to modify the verb yell. So is there another verb you can use instead of yelled loudly to replace this original one? Luke? You came up with a new noun for the angry, controlling teacher. What is it? You're afraid of telling me? Don't worry. A dictator. That could work. Yeah, an angry, controlling. Someone who's angry, controlling, they could be a dictator. Dictator is a much stronger word for that. And I see, Sam, you typed tyrant. Yes, this is a synonym. And these are all stronger words for angry, controlling, right? So, you guys did a great job coming up with a word to replace the bunch of words that were used to modify another noun. To make it more powerful, it's definitely more powerful when you use the word a dictator, a tyrant, compared to an angry, controlling teacher. And does anyone have any thoughts on what verb you want to replace here? Joanna? Shouted? Yes. The tyrant shouted at the students. Yeah, doesn't it sound more powerful than the angry, controlling teacher yelled loudly at the students? That sounds like a mouthful. And the way you're able to replace it with another sharper, I want to say it's sharper, it's quicker, it's more straightforward word. And in that sense, words are like weapons. That's the power of language. When you find the right word to replace something else that's a mouthful, it just becomes so much more powerful to the ears of your audience, to your listeners, right? Okay, so let's get to our next sentence. You are looking at him very seriously and intensely. And I have underlined very seriously and intensely. Does anyone want to give it a try in how you want to replace the adjectives / adverbs in this sentence? Nick, you're saying it's really hard? No, I get that. It is very hard. This is not easy work. But doing this hard work is exactly what enables you to come up with a more powerful storytelling that gets the attention of your audience, that captivates them, instead of, making your audience drool and fall asleep, right? So I am here to guide you and give you an opportunity to practice here. So, and you have the thesaurus to look up words, right? So let's do that. Give it another try and see what you can come up with. Anna. Wow, that's very powerful. You not only changed the underlined part, you changed the whole sentence. And yes, so for the rest of class, you're definitely more than welcome to change the whole sentence, not just the underlined part. So Anna, say it again to the class, your new sentence. Say what you typed out loud. Yes. Your gaze burns into him. Isn't that much more powerful and succinct than saying you're looking at him very seriously and intensely? I'm glad you guys enjoyed this. Let's get on with our next sentence.